my name is Kristin and this is Kristin Kraves a Book. So happy Valentine's Day to anybody who is watching this on the 14th. I am doing a collab video today to celebrate and to share the love with my fellow booktubers. Obviously this tag was created by Becky at Bex Reads, so consider her one of my answers for every single question on this tag. She's just amazing. I love that we've connected through this community. We talk quite a bit. We always collab together. We had the Witchy Book Club together, so I just think that is the epitome of why I love this community. It's really brought me closer to people, or I met people that I never would have met in real life, and it's so great to have bookish friends. So I'm gonna highlight some of my bookish friends today, some people whose channels I just watch and adore and would love to get to know better. So feel free to do this tag whether you're a booktuber or not. I will leave all the questions in a pinned comment down below. You can copy and paste them and let me know your answers, because I'm always looking for new booktubers to follow, and I will leave everybody's links down below, their channels, some videos that I might highlight, their Instagrams if they have them, all that stuff, because I love to follow people everywhere I can once I follow them on BookTube, and I'm sure some of you are the same way. And I should also mention that the point of this video is to highlight booktubers who have under 5,000 subscribers. Becky said 1 to 2 people per question and no overlaps. I won't be overlapping because I want to highlight as many people as I can, but there are some cases where I share more than 2 booktubers because I couldn't help myself. So let's do this. First up, booktubers with the best filming backgrounds. I love a good bookshelf in your background, though I don't think that that is necessary. A lot of my favorite booktubers just film in front of a white wall, but there are 2 booktubers whose backgrounds I absolutely adore and I notice every time I watch one of their videos. So the first one is Michaela from Michaela Reeds. As soon as I watched one of her videos, I subscribed when I saw the background, because you can tell just by looking at the books that she has facing forward that she is a lover of witchy books, and so am I. She has Cackle by Rachel Harrison, which I have not read yet, but want to. I want to try Rachel Harrison forward facing, and she also has Slewfoot. So that tells me everything I need to know. I also just love how natural her shelves look. They're really giving me not dark academia, but light academia, because she has some knickknacks on there that are really academic and I love them, like a face statue. I think she has skeleton hands or something with a raven. I love all that. She has plants and lots of greenery. It's just light academia is what I would call it, and I just love that whole aesthetic, and I love her channel and her background, so check her out. Amazing. And then a completely different vibe is Katrina from Katrina Brown, who you could just look at the shelves. I stole this picture of her shelves from her Instagram because I think it gives you a good idea of her background. It's horror. I know that if I need a good horror recommendation, I'm gonna turn on Katrina's channel and find some, or I just scroll through her Instagram, and her background gives you that. All year round it's decorated like it's Halloween, and I'm here for it. I just watched a video of hers yesterday, and she has like a creepy doll behind her that I love, but I can't look at for too long, and that is just so her vibe, except her personality is so bubbly that I love that contrast, and I love that she loves horror so much. It's so fun to listen to her gush about horror, and her sweet voice, she's just amazing. I love her background. I'm here for the purple lights as well. I think those look amazing. And yeah, I just love Katrina. I love her background. I think it's so iconic. As soon as I see those shelves, I know they're hers. The next question is the booktuber with the best editing, and this was pretty easy for me. The first person that came to mind was B from Mama Needs to Read Romance. Her editing is hilarious. She starts a lot of her videos with a little skit that she does. Even if it's a TBR video, she's doing a little skit, and they're always hilarious, always well edited with music, and you can tell she's put a lot of effort into them, but she's kind of just effortlessly funny too, and she edits them so well. And she just posted a video where she did a tour of like wintry little free libraries, so she didn't have that intro in that one, but it was like watching ASMR. She had her soothing voice over it and some music in the background, and that was really well edited. So if B did a video today about how she edits her videos, I would love that, because I just am not that creative when it comes to editing. It's something that I really want to work on this year, and she is somebody who inspires me for sure. And then Caitlin from 6 of Pages. What I love about her editing is that she often starts her videos with a little bit of B-roll and music and maybe a preview of what you're going to see in the rest of the video. And I always love when people do that. It really helps you connect to them instead of just getting that almost jump scare like you do with my videos where I say, hi, my name is Kristin, this is Kristin Kraves Books. You get eased into the channel, you get a little bit of what is to come, and I love when she does that. I love her vlogs as well. I always want to do vlogs, I say this all the time, but I never know what to do for B-roll, and Caitlin is somebody that inspires me because even if she's just filming herself flipping through pages, she edits it so well that it's engaging, and I just really like her vlogs and everything she does editing wise. So those are two channels that really stood out to me in terms of editing. Booktubers with the coolest intros. I noticed that a lot of booktubers don't do intros anymore. I know that used to be a huge deal back in the day. I used to have one, but I don't use it as much. But somebody who, if she got rid of her intro, I'd kind of be sad, is Kalani from Kalani Simply Me, who I adore. And her intro now, I'm just so used to that intro when I associate that song that she uses with her. So when I hear that song, it gets me hyped up to watch one of her videos, and I always look forward to her videos. She's one of the people who, as soon as she posts, I have the notifications on, I'm watching it, and I just love hearing that song. I associate it with her, and I think that's really what you want with an intro after all, to have something that's like part of your brand, and I think that that is perfect for her. Number 4 is booktubers with the best recommendations, and this is the one where I had to stop myself. I have 4 booktubers here. I could have done 1,000. I get recommendations from booktubers all the time, and a lot of them through their Instagrams as well. So if they do have Instagrams, I'll leave that link down below, because it's nice to go through people's stories and get a quick recommendation, see what they're reading in real time. A lot of booktubers will post standalone reviews on Instagram because they don't do as well on YouTube, and that's a good way to get your thoughts across on one book. So definitely check everybody out. I will leave their links down below. The first person I have here is Sin from sinsbooknook. Sin and I connected a couple years ago. I think we probably started our channels around the same time, and it was on a comment on somebody else's video where they had read Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I think I might have commented. I can't remember who commented first, but we started talking on that person's video, and then we've been connected ever since. And so we share love for that series. We both love Emily Wilde, so I know that our fantasy taste overlaps, but what I go to Sin for is horror. She reads some really interesting horror, a lot of traditional horror, but then a lot of indie as well. I know that I can go to Sin when I'm in a particular mood for horror, and she does a ton of standalone videos on her channel, standalone video reviews, and I love them. I watch them all. Nobody can sell a horror book to me quite like she can, so definitely check her out if you're a horror lover. But she's also reading other genres, and if our fantasy tastes kind of align, you might want to check out hers as well. And I have a long list of horror books that Sin has recommended that I need to go to. I could do a whole video on it, to be honest with you. And then somebody who I just got a recommendation from this morning, she's reading something by Alyssa Cole. I'll have to put up the cover here, I forget now, but I added it to my TBR. And this is Daphne from Being Daphne, who I just adore as a person. We've done some lives together. We were co-hosts for a readathon, and I just think she is amazing. And what I love about getting recommendations from Daphne is that there are lots of cases where we don't agree on books. She doesn't like Emily Wilde. She DNF'd it, and it's my favorite thing ever. So the thing that is great about her is that I'm just such a fan of hers, and I've watched everything she's ever posted at this point. So when you watch somebody like that, you tend to understand the reading taste, even though it's different than yours. So you know what recommendations you can take from them, and where your reading taste might not align, where they do. We were both huge Kennedy Ryan fans, so I love that. And there's definitely overlap in terms of the romances that we like, but I just have such an understanding of her reading taste that it helps me when it comes to recommendations. And then Zach from ryreads has a lot of great series on his channel, and I just love all of his videos, to be honest with you. But he has this one series called What the Bleep Did I Just Read, where he reads mostly thrillers, it seems like, but strange books, and he does a whole reading vlog of them and then gives you a review at the end. And I just think the series is great. I found some books through that series that I definitely want to read, some that I definitely want to avoid, but I just think that Zach and I do have a lot of overlap in our reading taste, so it's fun to hear his opinions on books. And he's often reading new releases. He just posted a video where he read like The Tainted Cup and a couple other books. I know all the books in that video were on my TBR, so it was fun. The Book of Doors he also read in that video. So it's always fun to get opinions early, because I think he's using NetGalley a lot, and I think he's part of some influencer programs, so it's great to get his thoughts on new releases before they come out. And then of course I have to shout out Hannah from Hannah Blackwell. Again, somebody who I think has similar reading taste to me, a big Emily Wilde lover. I love how that's like my gauge of whether or not we have similar reading tastes. If you like Emily Wilde, it's yes. If you don't, maybe, maybe not, but that's probably not very accurate. And The thing about Hannah is that she reads probably more romance than I read, but I'm always into hearing about the romances that she recommends, and they're definitely ones that I add to my TBR. We both adore cozy fantasy, so I love that. She often posts recommendation videos, which are some of my favorite videos to watch. I think she just posted 2 recently. One was about dystopian and post-apocalyptic books, and the other was alien romances, so very different. And I will leave links to those down below if you want to check them out. So I just love her list, her recommendations, and her as a friend. So I had to give Hannah a shout out. Again, she's somebody who I know so well, understand her reading taste so well, so I know what to look for when she's recommending books. The next question is booktubers who are currently at the top of your feed. So let me scroll through this. This is kind of calling myself out because I'm filming this on the 13th and we're supposed to post this tomorrow, and of course I'm doing it last minute. So right off the bat, here's somebody who I love and has great recommendations as well. This is Keely from Vampire Keely. You know I love a vampire book. Obviously with that name, she's a huge fan of vampires as well. But I also think of her as somebody who reads a wide range of genres. She reads like YA a lot, which I still appreciate YA, so I can go to her for that. She reads thrillers and romance. So if you're like me and you have an eclectic reading taste, I think Keely's a good person to follow. She just posted a massive unhaul, which are some of my favorite videos to watch. So I will definitely be watching that after I film this video. And then we have Lily from Utopia State of Mind. This is actually a great channel to shout out because Lily's somebody that I knew from the blogging world before I followed her on BookTube. I also started on my blog. I still have my blog. I don't really talk about it too much, but it is there, and it's fun to see the overlap between the two because I often think of them as so separate that the audience that I have on my blog is very different from the people who watch my videos, because some people are more into watching videos, some people like to read the blogs. They don't tend to overlap that much. So it's fun to see people who I recognize from over there on BookTube and put faces to the names that I've been reading from for so long. She just posted a video called Did I Read 386 Books in 2023? And I think the answer to that is yes. So I'm excited to watch that video. She has a lot of great videos posted recently. She posts quite a lot, and she says the top 8 romances I read, and she read 78 of them in 2023. So again, I think of Lily as somebody who has a wide reading taste, so definitely check her out and her blog as well. Booktubers who make the best reading vlogs. The first person that came to mind was Bree from Four Paws and a Book. I find that she posts reading vlogs quite often and I always watch them, but she just did a whole project that was so creative and probably so much work that you have to check it out. It's kind of a choose your own adventure experience where she asked different booktubers their favorite books of 2023 within a certain genre. So the first one I think starts off with romance. So she had 2 booktubers recommend her one book and she was reading them in that vlog, and then you as the viewer had to guess which one you think she liked more. And then there's a corresponding video for your guess. You click on that to see if you're right, then you move on to the next genre, and it's like a whole thing. And I thought it was brilliant and fun and so much work, so you have to look into that one. And I just like her regular vlogs as well. A weekly vlog from Bree is a good time, so I'm up for anything that she does anyways, but I love her vlogs the most. So obviously for this video I had to do some prep work, and as I was doing that I was watching Millie's vlog from Into the Nook, and I enjoyed it so much I had to include her on my list because there's just something so comforting about her as a person and the way that she does her vlogs, and we have similar reading tastes. I was so happy that she was reading A Song for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers and loved it, and I loved hearing her thoughts on it. So I just think that she's so thoughtful about the way that she talks about books, and that really comes through in her vlogs because you can talk about them more in vlogs and in bits. And she numbers her vlogs. So that was vlog number 67. So if you are like me and you love her vlogs, there are 66 more of those to watch, which I think is fun. Booktuber with the best thumbnails. Easy. I only have one person came to mind right away, and that is Allie from Allie Do Is Read. Her thumbnails lately are just amazing. She's just so fun as a person. I love her videos so much, and you can really see her personality in the thumbnails that she does. She has her wrap up, which was a wild thumbnail. I love that. Her book haul. I also also just think she's so photogenic, and she's not afraid to make a funny face for a thumbnail, but she still looks amazing. So kind of hate her for it, but I love her. And her thumbnails are always bright, and just like her, I just love her, and I think that her thumbnails reflect her very well, and I love her videos. And again, she posted something today as well, so I have a lot of booktube to watch after I film this video, and I have to edit it because obviously I have to put it up tomorrow. Booktubers you discovered most recently. Now, I am subscribing to people all the time, so it's hard for me to remember. So I chose the 2 booktubers who I remember how I found their channels and why I came across them. So the first one is Zoe Cedar, and one of my goals for this year is to annotate my rereads. Not my first time reads, because it just slows me down too much and I don't really know what to annotate or what to make my key and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's easier for somebody who's just really getting into it to just do it for my rereads. And so I fell down a rabbit hole where I was watching how I annotate videos, and I came across Zoe's. I loved her personality and her system. There's actually a lot that I'm going to take away from what she does, and she showed all the supplies she uses and all that stuff, so definitely taking inspiration from her. Subscribe to her channel, been watching her other videos and think she's great. And another thing that I've been watching and falling down a rabbit hole but I won't be doing is creating a bullet journal. I love watching people do their bullet journal flip throughs, showing us how they do their monthly spreads and stuff like that. I just know myself, I gotta know thyself, that I am not somebody who will keep up with a bullet journal. That'll just be a frustrating experience for me because I can barely keep up with a digital spreadsheet. I'm already behind on that. You're lucky that I mark it as read on Goodreads. That is just a habit that I've been doing since 2013. So it's like second nature to me, but to sit there and do my bullet journal would just be frustrating. And I know myself, I've almost caved 1,000 times and started one from watching all these videos, but I just can't. But somebody who I found through watching all these videos is Michelle from Thor Wants Another Letter, and I really just loved the way her journal looked. It is so bright and colorful, and there's like some adventure time things. She has different themes for every month, and her title pages are different from what I've seen from other bullet journal videos. I would probably lean more towards like doing something more natural and the plants and stuff, but I love that hers just shows her personality, her passions, what she likes. So I subscribed, been loving her channel. But that was the first video of hers that I saw. And it's amazing. I realized that you can tell a lot about a person and their likes and dislikes and passions and all that from their bullet journals. It really tells you a lot about somebody, so definitely subscribe to her. And the last question is booktubers who make you laugh, and honestly I could sit here all day and tell you 1,000 of them because so many booktubers make me laugh, but I settled on 4, and the first person who came to mind was Heather from Hey Booktubes. She's hysterical. She does these videos where she does a makeup look inspired by a book cover, and she is not the greatest at makeup, and she admits that, and that's what makes the videos so much fun for me to watch. And you can see that it starts off well and then it just quickly falls apart, and she's in hysterics while doing it. I'm dying of laughter. She posted one today, and I told myself I will watch it after I film this. It'll be a treat after I film this. And I'm just sitting here thinking about how excited I am to watch that because I think it's been a minute since she posted one. I wish she posted one every week. They're hilarious and they're underrated. She always says that they don't get as many views, but the people who love them love them. I'm people. I love them. I think they're hilarious. She also did a video called Not Like Other Booktubers, which was just hysterical, and I wish I were that funny. I love her, so definitely check out Heather and have a good laugh. And then of course there's Maggie. What can I say about Maggie? From Maggie's Books and Stuff. I'm part of her Patreon, and some of the things that she says on there just kill me. Everything she does is hilarious to me. Even when she's not trying to be funny, she's funny. And some of that stems from her and April, who is also on my list. April from Happily Ever April. The two of them together are hilarious. They bounce off each other well. They have a book club called the Weird Ass Romance Book Club, where you guessed it, they read weird books. And by weird, I think their book this month is called Pounded by Pluto. Here's the cover. You can imagine what this is about. So I try to read these books with them because they do them on live streams, and I bail out so soon. Even at the 30 pages, it's too much for me. But watching them read them and laugh gets me laughing. So watching them laugh while they're muted reading this book is hilarious, and I just love them as a duo. I love them separately. Something about April's laugh in particular can really get me going because she has a great giggle and her laugh is contagious. So just love both of them. And then I had to shout out Sandra from God of Thanks for Things. Speaking of effortlessly funny, I think Sandra's funny without even meaning to be sometimes, and I just love people like that. I love watching her videos, and I always have a smile on my face. I think where she truly shines is when she's on a live. I've done one live with her and was just in hysterics the entire time. She's just so naturally funny. You know how there's just people like that? That is Sandra to me. I could have put so many more people on this list. I could have been here for days and days and days. There's so many booktubers who have under 5,000 subscribers that I love, and it's just amazing. I love this community so much. I can't wait to see who everybody else shouts out in their videos. And happy Valentine's Day. This is just this fun way to share the love. Again, let me know your answers down below. Thank you for your support as always. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.